How's it going, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to show you some techniques to go from this to this. First, let's start with a basic chord progression. Let's say you're trying to learn more about music theory and you come across this chord progression. What does this mean? Well, sometimes chord progressions are written as Roman numerals. This translates to 1, 6, 7, and 4. This means the chord progression starts with chord 1 on the key of your choice, then goes to chord 6 to 7, then 4. A lowercase Roman numeral means minor, and an uppercase means major. The 1 chord is your root chord, the home bass. In this case, it's minor because of the lowercase I. So writing in A minor, our chord progression would be A minor, F major, G major, and D minor. So from here, we could really start to shape and color our chords. One principle I like to follow while trying to make chords sound more interesting and exciting is trying to avoid huge jumps between the chord shapes and huge jumps between the notes. For example, let's add some bass notes to these chords. And this just follows the root note of our chords. Instead of making this huge jump from A to F, you can go 1 octave lower for the F note. One octave lower for the G. Also for the D. So going with that same principle to try to avoid huge jumps in the chord shapes, let's do some chord inversions to make it a little smoother. See, the overall shape of the chord progression goes smoother from one note to the other. After adding those inversions to get the flow of the chords better, you can always add extensions to the chords like 7ths and 9ths like I ended up doing. On this first chord, the grouping with this A, after adding the 9th and the 7th, was too congested, so I ended up deleting that note since we already had it in the bass. Keep in mind though, after those first inversions, all the chord extensions you add are going to be done by ear and based off the vibe you're trying to go for your song. The next step, after figuring out the chord extensions you like to use or not use, would be to decide if you wanted to change the chord lengths or the rhythm, depending on your track. After adding rhythm to the chord progression and moving the second and fourth chords a quarter note sooner, I decided to change the chord progression the second time around. So the second time around, instead of a 1, 6, 7, 4 chord progression, it changes to a 1, 3, 7, 4. With the 3 in the chord progression being a C major with an added second or ninth, depending on how you look at it. That then led me to change the 7th chord back to an inverted G major chord with no extensions, and the 4 chord to a D minor 7. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate you making it all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It helps me out a lot. And this isn't the end all be all to all chord progressions or techniques, but hopefully the next time you're trying to come up with a chord progression, it's a little bit of inspiration along the way. Thank you. See you next time.